everybody. Welcome to Smashing Game Time. We are two brothers that go through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. It is day 2 of Game of the Year 2024. We've got 3 more categories coming at you. Josh, how you feeling after yesterday's categories?
Well, after a very long morning, I won't get into details, and after eating my Pop-Tarts, I am ready to go.
Give me a little hint of the details of the long morning, and then we'll discuss today's categories.
So last night, the Christmas ugly sweater outfit I was working on.
Yes, the one you were working on between the recording, yeah.
Yes. So I got it all finished, and I attached a battery to it, like a battery-powered lights. Apparently, there was a little issue with it, and it kind of started to get a little smoky.
It caught fire.
Yes, just a little bit, just enough to give me a bear scare and go, yeah, we're not gonna do this. So then I was like, okay, well, I've got my other one. I've had this one for years. Came from Kohl's, I believe. It has bells on it. It has lights on it, and it has a skeleton decorating a Christmas tree. It's like, great, let's do that. I forgot I got rid of it because the lights quit working last time I wore it, and 2 of the bells fell off.
So you didn't have a sweater.
Oh, no. So this morning at 6:30 in the morning, I get online and I see Kohl's has it in stock. Some ugly Christmas sweaters on stock for $20. I was like, you know what? They've got my size. Yeah, let's go do it. Let's go buy it. So I had a doctor's appointment this morning, just my physical. I got my flu shot. I don't know if they can see it.
Little late for the flu shot, isn't it? We're kind of like halfway through flu season.
Well, I had to figure out the whole insurance thing, so that's neither here nor there. So after the appointment, I go pick it up, and it is I double check the tags. I think it is the correct size. I'm like, great. Get to work. I have just a white shirt on with my jacket. I take the jacket off. I take the tags off the sweater. Go to put it on. I swear to God, this sweater was specifically built for anorexic women.
But it was your size though.
I couldn't even get it over my shoulders. Even though it said double XL. And I checked the charts, and it was a men's outfit. And I'm like, what is going on here? This makes no sense that this does not fit. And I double checked to make sure there wasn't a female or a children's. No, this was a grown ass man's double XL, and it could not even get it over me.
So you got fatter, is what you're saying?
No,
just,
not even close.
I'm fucking with you.
So I literally sat there and said, "Motherfucker!" So I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. I've got my pink polo for our Pink Wednesdays. I'll just go with that. Now this dumb motherfucker left it on the couch downstairs. So guess what? I'm working in a white T-shirt.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you went through all that this morning. How cool would it have been if your house had caught fire though, because of that sweatshirt or that sweater?
Well, I mean, it wasn't enough to scare me, enough to be like, "Oh my god, the house is on fire!" But it was enough to make me go, "Yeah, we're just gonna gently carry it to the sink. We're gonna run it in water." And then once we know that there's no more smoke, we're going to go ahead and take it straight outside. We're going to put it in the trash can, and we're going to push the trash can far away from a source of fuel as possible.
I feel like Christmas sweaters have gotten too complicated.
They have.
Way too complicated.
What happened to the old days when grandmas would just knit their grandchildren these sweaters? Like, why couldn't we get that? Why did we get the shitty presents when we could have just gotten that?
We have 2 of Lane's grandma's old sweaters. We never wash them, but they look great and they look old, so they're amazing. And I just actually wore one to my improv class I'm coming from. But hey, enough about the holiday go-wrongs. Josh, I'm glad your house didn't burn down. So we could record this episode.
Oh, we still could have recorded it.
We still could have recorded. You would have been in a hotel on your phone.
No, you'd be at the in-laws. In the basement.
So we've got 3 categories today. We've got best single player, pretty self-explanatory, best single player game, best single player aspect of a game, best music, which is we call it best music, but really it's best song, and then the last one is most unplayed game, which is a game that we nominated that maybe we started and we meant to play more of, and maybe if we did play more of it, it would be more celebrated. More celebrated to be nominated for other things. So we have those three categories, and then let's do a quick recap of yesterday's categories. We had Best New Character, which we had 3 winners. In third place, we had Antea and Red from Banishers. We had Sargon from Prince of Persia in second place, and the overall winner of that category was Pepper from Pepper Grinder. We also had Disappointment of the Year, number 3, Sony login requirements for their PC ports, causing headaches for people. Number 2, Concord coming and going. Blink and you missed it. Concord here and there. And then number 1, layoffs in the industry. There were a lot of them. 15,000, as Josh corrected me yesterday, instead of 1,500.
Oh, I mean, 1,500 just sounds like, oh, that's nothing. 15,000 sounds a lot like
15.
damning.
There was one company that laid off 1,500 people in one go. And then number 3 yesterday was Best Comic Series Nick read this year, with number 3, The Sacrificers, number 2, Invincible, and number 1, Local Man. Rest in peace, Local Man. We miss you. Josh, you want to get into this first category?
Right into it. Let's look into the nitty gritty.
All right. Best Single Player. Here we go. And the nominees are Balatro, Pepper Grinder, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, Silent Hill 2 Remastered, #Blood, Still Wakes the Deep, Reveal, Metaphor Refantasio, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Edith Finch, Banana, Just Crow Things, Worship Demo. You're like, Nick, that's a demo. Just hold on now. Frostpunk 2, Flock, Children of the Sun, Dragon's Dogma 2, Nuclear Blaze, Banishers, Bow, Path of the Teal Lotus, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Persona 3 Reloaded. That's a lot of games.
It is. And honestly, for the most part, a lot of these we've already introduced a lot of. So, I mean, honestly, we'll get through this list, in my opinion, pretty darn quick. Obviously, there's a few other games in here we didn't introduce and talk much about. So we'll get the nitty gritty of those for those who may have never heard it or had the time to spend it like we clearly have.
We're gonna slow it down for the people at home, Josh. This is Smashing Game Time Radio.
Hold on.
You were on the air with Nick Nasty. Tell me.
Okay.
What you looking for?
No, we're speeding. We're gonna speed through that part. We're gonna fast forward to the good stuff. The reason they're here to hear Nick talk about weird, creepy shit in a deep, not sexual voice.
Yeah, baby. Tell me about Banana. No, so there are a few anomalies here. Let's explain them away. So we do have 2 games that weren't released this year in Edith Finch, and then also in Nuclear Blaze. I figured we would nominate them because they are games that were important to the podcast this year. I think Edith Finch was like our book club game at one point, or we played it.
It was our book club game, but then we also did it for.
It wasn't overthinking.
Backlog.
Backlog. Yeah, backlog. Yeah. Wow, I forgot we were on backlog this year.
It took me a second because I'm like, we've been with 3 different podcasts. We did like 3 episodes, right?
We were on backlog. We were on the
old switcheroo.
The old switcheroo, and then I was on overthinking games. But I think I was on overthinking last year, if I remember correctly.
It was a great game. It was one of those games that I remember watching videos but never actually playing it. And it definitely, there is such a thing as a difference between playing a game and watching a game.
It's very touching. I think it can stay for now. Same for Nuclear Blaze, just because I think that game was really important to both of us. It was like a reset for both of us. I think it came at a time where we were both kind of overwhelmed in like everything we were doing. I think we were both balls deep in reviews for the site for Game Chronicles.
It was just a really nice change of pace. I agree. And honestly, it was refreshing for a indie developer to come in and bring a game that I absolutely enjoy. I'm not saying that indie developers don't do that. It's just very hard for me to be like hardcore into a game that's indie developed, because somebody else AAA comes up, like Final Fantasy would have come out and been like, oh shit, well, I'm gonna drop everything because I want to play Final Fantasy first day. No, I think something came out while that was coming out, and I remember saying, fuck it, I'm playing on my Steam Deck. I want to finish Nuclear Blaze. I had honestly, one of the best games I've played in a long time.
I do think Nuclear Blaze was between you playing Like a Dragon and then jumping to Final Fantasy. I think it was that.
It probably was, honestly, because I felt like the beginning of the year was just a huge blur. Like half of that stuff I kind of remember, but I'm like, sure, yeah.
For those who don't know, Nuclear Blaze is like a Metroidvania light. You are a little bean firefighter that is at a facility. It's it's 2D. You're basically fighting a fire, and the puzzles are you fighting the fire and like basically emptying a room of fire. It's so much fun. You get these powers that are like hose based, and it's kind of creepy because the facility you're at has like some secret experiments going on. There's not many collectibles, but you can save kittens throughout it. It's fun. It's a stupid, fun little game. It has a new game plus mode that feels like a completely different game because it makes it more difficult, kind of changes your overall path. Yeah, I think it stays. And then Edith Finch, if you don't know, is the first person narrative game about a family of a bunch of people who die, and you're Edith Finch going through this house and remembering the death of all your family members, and it's a very sad game. Very, very sad game.
Agreed.
The other anomaly on here is the Worship demo. Worship is very much Cult of the Lamb coded. You have a bunch of it's Cult of the Lamb meets Pikmin. So you go out on adventures, you have your followers, and Cult of the Lamb is more like Animal Crossing. You go back to your village, you take care of your people, and you can sacrifice them there. You can do all these different things to build up your village. In this, you're going out on adventures fighting bad guys. If you need blood for a ritual, you can either like stab yourself and make like trails of blood, which is really cool, or you can grab a follower, gut them, and like use them to make the shapes. The demo's only out. The full game's not out, so I'm okay with cutting it. I just wanted to mention it here because that'll be one to look for. And I hope I get to review that before Game Chronicles gets sunsetted later in 2025. Yeah, that'll be a sad day.
Okay, let's also go ahead and just take care of the whole banana business.
But banana, Josh, you said you're gonna go get a million. You said you're gonna go and get the a million click achievement.
and I will. I'll have that done before the end of the weekend.
But is it because it's a fun game, or is it because you're sick in the head?
Because I'm sick in the head. First off, I sat there and platinumed Callisto Protocol just for a DLC to come out and piss me off, and I know I have to go back and fucking finish it. It pisses me off more than anything.
I do love that you platinumed the game, and then the DLC came out, and it was a whole the platinum you got. It was just a dream. It was all just a dream.
God damn it! It's such a. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the gameplay was phenomenal because obviously it had its hurdles.
It was fun.
But for what, it was great. I had a lot of fun. I still think the falling from the tower was probably one of the coolest fucking cinematic things that did in the whole entire game.
And fighting the two-headed guy that would rip you apart if you hit him was scary. Yeah.
But to fucking tell me, oh, poor thing, don't worry, we're gonna help you escape. No, it was all a dream, bro.
No, that was a dream. Well, and they set up the end of that game to be really interesting because like, oh, you're going to the moon or the planet or whatever it is, and we gotta get out of here and stop this other thing. And it's like, yes, okay, I'm in Callisto Protocol 2, let's go. And they made it a dream. They made it a dream. I know that hurts, but hey, you know what? You played a good horror game this year in Silent Hill 2 Remastered.
I did. I'm still playing it. Really fun. So it's been a long time since I've played a Silent Hill, to be honest. I think the last time I truly sat down and played it was The Room. And even then, that was like 12 years ago? 13 years ago?
Damn, you were really late to The Room.
What was the one that came out for the 360 then?
360 was...
Or around 360 era.
360 was Downpour and Homecoming, I believe, were the two major ones.
Maybe I'm thinking of Downpour then, because I get The Room and... I get them mixed up.
There's some Silent Hill heads yelling at us.
That's okay. That's okay. I'll admit, I it's not that I don't like Silent Hill. I just feel like their titles released few and far between compared to like a Resident Evil.
Big gaps, and they're always of mixed quality.
And then don't get me wrong. Obviously, we lost the best possible one, and that's the reason why there was a huge skip for not like between this remaster and the last game. I get that, but it's like, damn, that would have been such a oh my god, that would have been a good fucking game.
Oh, PT. Well, we gotta, I think everyone's just gotta collectively let PT go.
No, it's like up there with Half-Life 3. You don't fucking show us and promise and then fucking never deliver.
We gotta let PT go. Does Silent Hill 2 Remastered stay for right now?
No. I mean, it's what we should be expecting from remasters. I will admit Capcom and honestly this point Bloomberg, yeah, Bloomberg, right? That's who remastered it.
Bloober.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I don't know why I
Bloober
said
team.
Bloomberg. Yeah, they know what they're doing so far with remasters and remakes at this point. Like I feel confident that and then even uh, whoever did Dead Spaces, it's not Respawn that did it, but it was whatever team did that one.
I couldn't tell you. So we're cutting
Like I
Silent
will
Hill?
admit these, yeah, I'd say cut it. They're in the right direction as far as remasters, remakes. But it's just not. I mean, there's other games that we played this year that it's hard. It's top three, so we're gonna have to narrow it down. And it maybe top 10, but not top three.
I do love the how people quickly turned from this is going to be bad, Bloober team is bad, and now it's like, no, they did pretty good. Okay, we're sorry that we were kind of just the
Man,
previews. We were hangry when we wrote those previews.
I mean, I'll admit, I was definitely one of those people that was very hesitant about it, but they clearly made me a believer. Like I would love to see what else they can do. I don't want them just to be relied on as the remastered group. I would like to see what else they can do beyond that with the current team.
I think they did just fine. I think everyone who was like up in arms about it, we don't think it's going to be good. Like it's Silent Hill. There's a good chance it's not going to be. So calm down.
And honestly, where I'm at now with it, I have enjoyed it for what it is. Like it's definitely a fresh spin on the original. So
Running down the list, so I'm seeing a lot of turn-based RPGs between Metaphor, Like a Dragon. Final
yes.
Fantasy is really not turn-based, but kind of
Yeah,
turn-based.
it's I mean it's their live action battle
Yeah,
technically or
that and then
ATV.
Persona 3 Reloaded. I mean, if you had to pick one staying for now, or do you want to keep two of them? What do you want to do here? What do you want to
Um
do? You can keep two. You can keep two for now. You don't have to kill
okay.
all your darlings.
Okay, I want to keep the bottom two. So Metaphor Refantasio does a great job with the setting and character development, but I think beyond that they like it's not your typical Atlas game. It's a twist to what we're used to with the Persona series. It definitely fills a spot, but between Persona 3, just having a great everything, and Final Fantasy 7 with, in my opinion, the same aspects, like yeah, I have to give it to those two. And then like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, it's not that I don't like it, because obviously I did. I absolutely loved playing it. But I think because it was such an early on game for me, I lost a lot of what I enjoyed with it because I got Metaphor, I got Persona, I got Final Fantasy. Not that I'm not going to go back and play it, but I also think it would help if I actually went back and played the or not the prequel, but the first one to it, since
Mm-hmm.
this is a sequel. A lot of it seemed like I was playing catch up on because it had been so long since I played the last one, and even then I never really beat it. So I was jumping right into it, going, "Oh yeah,
Yeah, because what was the last one? Like a Yakuza, Like a Dragon, or whatever. The
yeah,
first turn-based one.
yeah."
So hey, interesting. Josh is cutting Metaphor and Like a Dragon and keeping two remakes. I'm just fucking with you.
I mean, you can hate me for that all you want. This is our fucking show. I'll do whatever the fuck I want.
Fucking interesting. Let's cut banana. We had our fun
Yeah,
with it.
please.
Bye banana. Just Crow Things is a fun little Switch-esque, like cartoony game where you're a crow causing trouble. Not to be confused with Crow Country, which is a completely different game. This game is fun. It's not gonna make my top 10 of the year, so it's definitely not gonna stand here as we whittle this down to 3. But it's fun. I enjoyed it. You can poop on people. The people look like me's, and they yell, and you can actually set people on fire too in it. So
Oh, that's cool.
if you get a couple bucks, go set people on fire as a crow. Speaking of birds, Flock was another one that I wanted to like way more. And I reviewed it real well. I gave it a pretty good review because it's interesting, it's colorful. One thing that was weird is that you're on a bird, you're flying the entire time, but you only control yourself on one axis. You're not like controlling your height. So like if you fly towards a mountain, it does it itself for you, and it always does that. And I mean, it's a way to keep the game from being overcomplicated and from keeping you like searching every corner and like looking for stuff everywhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it was a game that the longer it went, I was like, okay, like what's going on here? Because an area would open, and then you'd hunt down some animals, and then there'd be like a big boss animal that you had to hunt down and like have join your flock. And it was that over and over again. And like by the second time, I was like, okay, I get it. I've seen this game. The creatures are beautiful. The world is beautiful, but I need a little more to do here.
You know what it kind of reminds me of with the way you talk about it?
Hmm.
Remember Spyro, the Spyro games for the Game Boy Advance?
Yep.
The way you describe it, it just kind of reminds me of that.
Those Spyro games were rough on the Game Boy Advance.
Oh, they were. I remember. God, I don't think I ever beat any of them honestly, because it just felt like you were just running in circles half the time.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna cut flock.
That's fair.
Let's see here. Oh wow, we've cut a lot. So many that's back up there. Come on, get out of here.
But we still got more to go, Nick. We gotta get down to 3.
We gotta get down to 3. I'm gonna come up here and talk about my 2 walking simulator scary games. No, they're not walking simulators. Still Wakes the Deep is the game set on an oil rig. I believe it's the 70s or the 80s. It's set during Christmas, so happy holidays. And you guys are drilling you guys are drilling for oil in the ocean, and somebody hits a Cthulhu portal or whatever, and everything goes to hell. The way it's described is the thing on an oil rig, which makes a lot of sense because you have all these men. The big thematic through line for the theme is like, who can you trust? Who do you really know? And they kind of play with that here, and they also have the, just the dangers of working on a rig. Like I remember every area I entered, I was like, wait a minute, people fucking go here even when there's no fucking Lovecraftian bullshit going on. What the hell? Like you go to the under segment of the rig, and all it is you're on like a little catwalk, and it's the ocean under you just fucking raging on. And it's made even worse because like the catwalk's falling apart in pieces or in places because everything's going to hell. And it's just spooky. And you go into the living quarters, and like every living quarter is like, it's got this scene painting of like, oh, this guy's anti-union over here, and he's like, if you guys went on strike, this guy would scab for sure. And you got just a lot of interesting things at work. But I'm kind of siding towards Reveal. And it's crazy because I feel like Still Wakes the Deep is the better game, but Reveal just goes to more interesting places narratively and thematically, playing with memories and playing with basically. By the way, did we say? I don't know if you heard it the first episode, but spoilers for all these games we're talking about. Reveal, you are a character who is looking for your wife and your daughter. You and your wife, before the game had started, were at odds because the wife had signed your daughter up to work for the circus and you were against it. And at one point, you go to the circus when your wife is practicing on the tightrope because you're like a handyman for the circus. And your wife is threatening to leave you, and she's practicing on the tightrope. So you go while she's practicing. The daughter is supposedly at home sick, and what you were there to do, and you were playing this entire time, you're going there to cut the rope so she falls to her death. And as you're cutting it, you look up and you realize your daughter's not home. She is in fact on the tightrope with your wife, and you kill your wife and daughter. And so that happens, and then right after that, you wake up in this lab, and it turns out they've been planting memories into you. And so, you have all these memories of you working at the circus, your wife and family, and none of it's real. None of it's real. It's a fucking mind fuck. And this company, their whole thing is they're just there to plant memories into people. You sign up because you're an unhappy schlub. But then you sign up for memories, but they're giving you these fucked up memories. But then you also look at like, how this character was like so fucking into the circus, and it makes you think of like, is the circus this really nice thing that we all like and think back to fondly, or have we just been getting fed bullshit like our whole lives, and the circus is actually this terrifying, scary thing? Because it's painted very scarily. I've talked myself into keeping reveal and cutting still wakes the deep for now.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's spoilers, you fucks. Spoilers. Sorry, sorry. It's a good game. It's got its issues. There's a few spots where you're being hunted by monsters that aren't really fun, but otherwise, I enjoy the hell out of it. Dragon's Dogma 2, Josh, does it make the cut?
I'll go with no. So
This is another
yes,
early
it's
one, but this is another early one, by the
yeah.
way.
This is another early one. So March, end of March, I think is when it came out. Yeah, I think it's end of
Sounds
March.
right.
So I think if it had come out either before or way after Baldur's Gate 3 hype, I think it probably could have contended. But the problem is, I think people only clamored to it because it gave off the D&D vibe, and we're coming off the coattails of Baldur's Gate 3. So I think it was just riding on its success, and that's where we saw all this. And then, of course, there were some cool things with it, like the fact that you're fighting these huge monsters. You can basically push them off cliffs, and if they can't fly, they can die immediately. They can't swim. You can be chased by a dragon into a cave. They have these cool aspects, but beyond that, I mean, essentially, it was more like not a retelling, but like a remodeling of Dragon Age.
Hmm.
Yeah, Dragon Age. I said it right.
How much of it did you play?
I think I only got 2 hours into it.
Let's cut
Yeah.
it.
No, we're gonna go ahead and cut that bitch.
It might win that other category we're doing later today, though.
Yes.
I'm looking here and I see Bow, Path of the Teal Lotus, and Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Both Metroidvanias. I think if I was going to keep one, I would keep Prince. Bow is very interesting. They play with a lot of Japanese. They play with a lot of Japanese lore, a lot of Japanese mythology. Fun to play. Very cute little art style. It kind of reminded me of Okami a little bit. Who would have thought Okami would be back in the zeitgeist, by the way? Boss fights were okay. I think Prince of Persia had the better boss fights. I'm okay with cutting Bow, Path of the Teal Lotus.
And now that we've gotten back down to the bottom, I'm okay with getting rid of Persona 3.
Why Final Fantasy VII over Persona 3? Why one remake over the other?
I think Square did just a better job with the remake, and it's not that Persona 3 did a bad job. It's just there's so much to love. I mean, first off, Final Fantasy VII is already a very beloved Final Fantasy. Like people clamor to it, and I think they did such a great job with remake. So that we're basically on to disc 2 of the original, and they did even a better job with everything. I mean, the soundtrack is phenomenal. The gameplay is just added on to great tierness compared to remake. Yes, there was a lot of activities to do, but we got to think when we went on the PlayStation when we first played it. When you went from help me out here, city. Fuck me, I can't think of the name.
Midgar?
Thank you, Midgar. I kept thinking Shinra. I'm like, no, that's the fucking
I haven't
company.
played Final Fantasy in like 15 fucking years. How the fuck do I know this and you don't?
So when you leave Midgar, there is actually a ton of things to do, especially when you get to the Golden Saucer. Like, Jesus Christ, there is so much to do.
You never left the beach. You were on the beach for a while. You were taking in the sights. You sick
Dude,
fuck.
Just something about Cloud in those swimming trunks, man. I'm telling you.
The bulge.
Barrett in his sailor uniform. God damn.
That man can wear the shit out of that sailor uniform. So it stands out over Persona. I've been hearing a lot more about Persona 3 though. Like, it's a game I keep hearing about against my will, and I'm like, no, stop, please.
Like if you're gonna pick between 3 and 5, I say go for 3 because it's not as in depth as 5.
I just don't get Persona. I don't get the whole high school thing. I don't get the whole like. If you like anime girls, just go watch anime.
Nick, did you like the Power Rangers?
Yeah, I like Power Rangers.
Tell me what's the difference between that and anything that comes from Japan with the equivalentness of it as far as teenagers in high school.
I mean, I think I was the right age for Power Rangers. Like Kimberly was very attractive. She was older than me. She was older than me. It wasn't. It's not like I'm looking at Kimberly and she's 600 and she looks like a 12-year-old. That's just the anime side of things has just always been weird to me. That's my issue with the art form is like she's a
You,
600-year-old witch, but she looks like this 12-year-old man.
Nick, how old is Rita?
Rita?
Rita Repulsa, yeah.
Well, she's repulsive, by the way.
But no, first off, did you see her without all that shit on?
No, I haven't. Should I?
Back in the day, yeah, she was fucking hot. I think she technically, if she's still alive, actually, she might still be hot.
They just really went out of their way to make her just be repulsive because it was in her name. Hold on, I'm gonna
First
look.
off, you judged a person by the character they play.
Yes, because I was a fucking kid, Josh.
So how dare you judge anime that basically does the same exact tropes as the Power Rangers?
The difference is that the anime is hand drawn. The anime is hand drawn.
No, there's no difference there, Nick.
Josh, stop backing the horniness of anime.
No, you just attacked it for no reason.
No, Josh. It's weird. I don't like the 600. She's a
Motherfucker,
600-year-old cat girl who looks 12.
How old is Zordon?
Josh, it doesn't fucking matter. I'm not.
Yes,
like,
it does.
People aren't fucking jacking off to Zordon or Rita. People are jacking off to anime.
Motherfucker, I'm gonna roll 34 of them, and guess what's gonna be on there?
No, Josh. The difference is no one is watching that and being like, yeah, Rita's 600, but she looks 12. But no one's like, yeah, she looks 12, but she's 600. No one's doing that. You're back to the games. Back to the games.
Jesus Christ,
Goodbye.
You've got your shit backwards.
Goodbye, fucking Persona 3 and the anime 12-year-old girls that are 600-year-old witches. Banishers, I liked Banishers. I liked what it was going for. I haven't touched Banishers since I reviewed it. And I always think whenever I review a game, I always think there's something really there if I've finished a review and I want to go back to it and I actually go back to it.
We need to join libraries so I can play the games that you have that I want to play and vice versa. I just thought about that.
Libraries.
Yeah, on Steam we can share libraries and we can play each other's games and not kick each other from the games whatsoever.
We'll have to figure that out because you probably have a bunch of shit I want to play.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure both of us, we have a bunch of games that each other have. We're like, fuck, I want to play that. I don't want to spend the money on it.
Cutting Banisher. Josh, if you want to play Iron Harvest, just say you want to play Iron Harvest.
I sadly own that dead game, okay?
Let's review what is left here. We have Balatro, Pepper Grinder, Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, #Blood, Reveal, What Remains of Edith Finch, Frostpunk 2, Children of the Sun, Nuclear Blaze, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We got to whittle down to 3. We're at, what? 4, 5, 6, 7,
10,
8,
11?
9. We're at 10. We're at 10. Let's just call this Game of the Year and call it. I'm kidding.
Except for, yeah.
I'm going to cut Blood. Blood is another one I haven't gone back to. It's fun. It's a little top-down, little 90s cartoon. It's cute. It's fun. Not going to stand... not going to hold a fork or hold a knife to Pepper Grinder, though. Pepper Grinder's... I'm gunning for Pepper Grinder in this category, in case you were wondering.
No, there was no wondering. It was, I assumed.
You assumed?
I assume if Pepper Grinder is in the list, I'm going to have to, like... Unless I'm like, no, I'm going to have to talk you out of it.
So we both agree Prince of Persia stays for now.
Yep.
I don't think I'm going to be able to argue to keep Reveal with some other stuff on here. It had its moment in the sun. Maybe I'll get into top 10. Who knows?
I honestly think at this point we can throw in Edith Finch as well.
So I was going to say, if we keep one game from not this year that we played, would it be Edith or would it be Blaze?
I think Nuclear Blaze was a phenomenal game.
It's just a really good game. It's a really fucking good game.
Not that Edith Finch isn't. It's just if you were going to put a gun to my head, you have to pick one to save. I'm sorry, I'm saving Nuclear Blaze. I had so much fun with it.
All right, let's cut Edith.
Nuclear Blaze is my favorite child.
And he's working on something. We spoke to that developer. He's working on something. He's got something. We haven't checked back in. We need to check back in and see what he's doing.
We've got that interview up on our website if you haven't had to listen to it yet.
SmashingGameTime.com. Go. Fucking go. Um, let's see. Children of the Sun is a fun little first-person shooter where you're using your telekinetic powers to guide the bullet. It hits one target and then you bounce it to another target. It's a lot of fun. Very quick game. I'm okay with cutting it though.
That's fair.
I did have some issues. It's another one of those games where it got closer to the end, and they ramped up the difficulty so much. There would be guys wearing armor, and like you'd have to like either find a way to blow them up or find like a piece of their armor that you could bust through, and it became so overly complicated by the end. And I was like, I just want to shoot guys. Just let me shoot these guys. Still a fun game though. Balatro, Pepper Grinder, Prince of Persia, Frostpunk 2, Nuclear Blaze, Final Fantasy 7. I want to keep Frostpunk for right now because I went in thinking like I was reviewing it and I had heard murmurs from other reviewers that the game hadn't previewed really well. People were like, it feels very different, it feels weird, and even as I started playing it, I was like, this feels weird because like the way you lay down buildings is different. You have to like clear the snow or clear the ice, lay them down. You don't do the grids anymore. Nothing's grid based anymore. It's very weird. And then you get into like the second segment of the story and things start to open up. You start to realize, oh, the focus is like on the different areas you build up and who lives within them, because the real focus is like keeping the different groups of people happy, and then also doing like the government votes, doing like the parliament or the whatever, the council votes, and keeping certain members of the council happy, promising, and then going back on your promises. It's so good. And then like there'll be riots in the streets and you'll see the riots and you can be like, okay, well we gotta get some motherfuckers out here to beat the fuck out of these rioters. and the game, it's just so much fun. Like I really liked the first Frostpunk, so going into this I was like, if it's the same game I'd be okay. But it feels completely different, and I think I like it even better than the first one. I think it would be hard for me to go back and play the first one after playing all the Frostpunk 2 that I've played. And I have played it since I reviewed it, and it's just so much fun. And you get to do some terrible things. You get to do some terrible things. Not that I need to do terrible things for a game to be great, but I want to keep it for now.
Yeah, coming from the guy who doesn't understand anime and 12-year-old girls that are actually 600, but the man who's like, child labor laws? Yeah, fuck them.
Child labor and weird anime tropes, two completely different things.
They're basically off. They're branches off the same tree.
The children yearn for the mines, Joshua.
Okay.
They yearn for them. Do we want to cut Balatro? Because I loved Balatro. I don't love it as much as some of the other stuff on here.
I think it's a great game to play when you're wanting to just kill some time. I think as far as like experience wise and just overall just experience wise, like it's fun. It's a great game. But the rest of these just have so much more finesse to it.
But then again, like if you told me if I have 30 minutes, like I'm more likely the two I'm gonna pull up if I have 30 minutes are Balatro and Pepper Grinder. Even though I have 100%, I don't know what it's called in Steam. I've platinumed Pepper Grinder 10 times over.
That's 100%. And you could just 100%.
I 100%ed that shit.
Feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting the high.
But I only do it when I look at a game and I'm like, oh, I'm like 2 achievements away. Let's do that. When I look at a game and I'm like 99 achievements away, I'm like, nope, not doing it. Not happening. Sorry.
You're cutting me really deep with that because that's basically banana right now. So I'm going to finish it. I get it, but here's the thing, Nick. We have to get down to 3, and I'm going to tell you right now, between both of us, I think Prince of Persia is definitely in top 3 because we both absolutely enjoyed it. I'm okay cutting Nuclear Blaze just because if we're going to try to keep... I mean, obviously it's our show. We're going to do what we want. But if we're going to keep it in the sense of this year released-wise, I'm going to fight for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
All right, let's cut Blaze. This is really tough This is this is probably the hardest category we've had. Besides biggest disappointment.
So here's my thing. Balatro, fine. Frostpunk 2, in your opinion, seems to be the. Obviously, you're going to sit here and try and fight Pepper Grinder all you want. The thing is, Pepper Grinder can't win everything or be in top 3 of everything.
But it can.
But then you have to get rid of Balatro, and you're telling me you're not going to do that. And then if I tell you Frostpunk, you're going to tell me no. And I'm not giving up Final Fantasy because guess what? At the end of the day, you have to cut one of those games no matter what. Unless you somehow convince me to get rid of Prince of Persia, which once again, I think we both agree it's top 3.
I mean, does Pop do we ding Pop for being locked behind Uplay? No, I can't. I can't because I'm constantly the guy that says you need to play other stuff that isn't on Steam. I'm constantly that asshole, so I can't. Yeah. I can't ding Pop for that because then I'm a fucking hypocrite. Oh man, oof.
How about this?
No. How about this is if you're about to compromise and like, what if there's a 5-way tie?
No. I was gonna say, Frostpunk 2. Is it just PC right now? Or is it consoles as well?
I'm not gonna play it on console. So it's here and now. We're not.
Well, then you have to get rid of.
Not gonna have its day in the sun.
So here's what I'm hearing: Frostpunk 2 stays. Balatro and Pepper Grinder go.
I'm okay with letting go of Balatro for now.
Okay,
but Pepper Grinder, I'm not giving in that easy. So for those at home listening, if you're not watching the video on YouTube, we have 4 remaining for best single player. We have Pepper Grinder, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, Frostpunk 2, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is not where I saw this category going.
Where do you think you saw it going? Me getting in saying, "Fine, just do Balatro, Pepper Grinder, and Frostpunk 2."
Exactly. I thought I could bend you to my whim.
No, you told me I had to fight, and I'm going to stand up and fight because I'm sorry. You can't have 3 games. You can't have 2 games because technically we're both agreeing that Prince of Persia is definitely in top 3. But I'm not going to give you both Pepper Grinder and Frostpunk, and Pepper Grinder can't win everything. I'm sorry. We have to be diverse, Nick. If you're going to give it all to Pepper Grinder, like literally, if every category is going to go to Pepper Grinder, I'm literally just going to go ahead and stop and say, why the fuck are we even doing this? Let's just go to so.
Man, you're really high-roading me right now.
I am high-roading you. We cannot... Pepper Grinder cannot win everything. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong. You can enjoy a game and love it and say it's the best thing ever. But don't you do what every other fucking person out there does. Oh, man, it's such a great game. That soundtrack, that do.
Wait till you hear that soundtrack. Wait till you hear that soundtrack. I listen to it in the car. I listen to it in the car.
I can only imagine. I'm listening to my head and going, oh my fucking God, I'm going to murder him.
I'm going to cut Pepper Grinder.
Because you know I'm right.
Shut the fuck up. Let's get this order down. I'd say Pop, Final Fantasy, Frostpunk.
What's the catch? You want Pepper Grinder to win everything else? Is that the catch?
There's no catch. No ill will, baby. Just ease in attention. No. I think Prince of Persia, because we both really have enjoyed our time with it, obviously is the number 1. And then Final Fantasy VII, it's just this big, I mean, it's the second entry. You're taking this big game and splitting it up into 3. And they did the tough thing, which is like that in a trilogy, the second entry is always the toughest, and they still pulled it off. Is it mini game heavy? Name me a fucking Eastern RPG that isn't. I'll tell you, there are none. Every other RPG we cut, I guarantee you, had mini games as well.
I mean, just think of, and even then, think just all the past Final Fantasy games out there, the big ones. Like think of like 10, 10-2, 12. I mean, Jesus Christ, there's so many of the older ones out there too. You're like, you think back, you're like, shit, that really is a big game. Now that you mention it.
Does Rebirth have a card game?
It does.
Oh fuck me, of course it does. Everything has a fucking card game.
How did you not know that it had a card game? It's a really easy and quick card game though. It's not like a card game where you're gonna spend hours and hours. Like
the original didn't have it though, right?
No.
Okay.
Basically, remember.
I know 8 had it. I know 8 had one.
basically think 8, but instead of it being you sharing spots or 9 blocks, it's 9, 9, and you like certain cards do certain things, and you can actually go onto your opponent's side based on what you play, and they can go on your side based on what they play.
Is it fun? That's all that matters.
Oh, I actually love it. I think it's for what it is, for a quick card game. It's a fun card game.
I just found out Shovel Knight has a card game in it, and I'm pretty good at it. I don't want to brag. Is this the order right here?
I think it is.
All right. So for best single player, we have in third place Frostpunk 2, in second place Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and then taking the crown. First place is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. What's lost is now won.
Yes.
They did. Hey, you did it. World's best cup of coffee.
Can we can we acknowledge somehow that Ubisoft won a category this year?
They need it. They need it.
Jesus.
They need the win. Let them have it, Josh. Let them have it. Hey, are you ready for the next category? It's a big one.
Yeah, let's do it.
He's ready. He's ready. The next category for day 2 is best music, best song. And we've got multiple tracks here. I'm going to go down the list. I'll read them off, and then we'll play them one by one. Adjust your headphones accordingly. So, for best song, I've got Pepper Grinder, the title track, the menu bounce, Dulcimer Drama, Neon at Night, and King of the Castle. For Persona 3 Reloaded, we've got It's Going Down Now. Is that that's a Young Jeezy song, if I remember correctly?
Yes, it is.
We have Metaphor Refantasio with Battle Theme and Battle Theme 2. Josh won last year with a Battle Theme. He's trying to do it again. We've got
I'm not going to win with theme this year. I know that much.
We got the Sea of Stars one was slapping last year.
Right?
It's so I re-listened to that the other day, by the way. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We've got the boss battle theme for Dark Claw, the boss battle theme for Anir and Suppressor, and the Grasslands theme, One Winged Angel. Oh, no, One Winged Angel is separate. Sorry.
Yes, there you go. Sorry. It's the way they titled it, so I just pulled the titles.
Gotcha.
Well, actually, to keep people from being spoiled, because the music was also being played in the background, I went ahead and pulled just the audio for the last one, because it's the last boss theme, and part of it kind of got ruined for me, and I got pissed. I got so pissed because I clicked on it not knowing.
You should have known. Frostpunk 2, we've got the Great Old Enemy for Balatro. We've got the whole OST for Prince of Persia: Lost Crown. We've got the Forest Queen and the Storm Master. Braid Anniversary, we've got Maynam. I believe that's how that's pronounced. Children of the Sun, we've got Cult Jam Part 4. Reveal, we've got We Will Go. In Ultros, we've got Sunken, Cost Fallacy. Banishers, the main theme. Helldivers 2, A Cup of Liberty. That's going to be a heavy fucking favorite right there. My God. Haunty, we've got the title track, and we've also got An Angel Appears. Indiana Jones, we've got Gina's theme. Still Wakes the Deep. We've got one I'm not even going to try to fucking pronounce. I'm just going to call it the title track. And then No More Moon Than Earth.
Is that just straight up German?
I think that's not Scottish. Hell, I'm not.
Scandinavian?
I have an American education. I can't be helped. So let's.
Well, you listen. Go and start the next first theme, and I'll look that up over.
All right, so Josh, I need you listening as well. Do you have the?
Yes, I can listen while I'm looking it up.
All right, so we've got first up is the Pepper Grinder theme. I'm gonna pull it up. You're not gonna see me pulling it up on here. Here we go. So this is what starts up as the game is opening up, and it just really gets you in the mood for the game. Like the title screen is your drill going through a skull. And it's a banger.
Okay, I'm kind of digging it.
It's really good.
Damn it!
It's really good.
Am I playing Pepper Grinder as soon as we fucking link up libraries?
Yeah, man. We'll link up libraries right after this. Why does that sound so sexy? Hey, we're gonna link up libraries.
We're gonna link up. Also, since we're moving on to the next one, it is Scottish Gaelic.
I knew it was something like that, yeah.
Well, I even said Scottish, and you're like, oh, whatever.
I thought you said Scandinavian.
Well, I said Scandinavian was my second one, and it translates to in English by Google Translate. So don't hold me to it, people. I'm sorry. I also have American education. He will still wake up to the news.
Oh, that's really sad. Given I know how it ends.
Oh, well, don't ruin it for the rest of us.
I won't. Even though I've ruined reveal. Okay, so next up for Pepper Grinder is Menu Bounce. And this plays through the menu.
Damn it. Pepper Grinder's going to fucking sweep the board with this one at this rate.
Pepper Grinder gonna sweep?
It's honestly, this is catchy ass shit. Like, I love it when fucking developers do this kind of shit.
And for those wondering, the composer for this music is ZC. That's XEECEE. And this is available on Bandcamp, by the way.
ZC, goddamn, you fucking genius. 2 for 2 right now.
2 for 2. All right, next up is Dulcimer Drama. And I'm trying to remember what level this is from, but go ahead and let's give it a listen. Oh, this is a magma level. And so the thing that this game does really well is, like, keynotes won't play until you get into a certain point of the level, and then it'll take off as, like, you've kind of gotten some momentum. And they're just bangers. I'm going to click ahead. Go ahead and click to, like, the 1 minute mark.
3 for 3. God damn it. I don't have to give it to Pepper Grinder, guys. Like, if you're not listening to it, just honestly give it a try. This is, damn it.
Josh, it's a fucking great game. Neon at Night. Again, let me click this one just to refresh my memory. Click to the 30 second mark. So this one is the opening level of the last area, and it doesn't really take off until you like get underwater and you're like almost being attacked by a sea monster. It's very moody, and again, this is kind of where I start to get the Donkey Kong vibes. There's another one that kind of reminds me of Sticker Bush Symphony, but this is like the closest it's been to Donkey Kong that I'm like, oh, this is Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, I can definitely hear it.
And I didn't nominate any of the snow levels because they're good, but they're not like the rest of the stuff is amazing. So you know when other stuff is beating the snow levels that it's a great fucking soundtrack.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go 4 for 4 with that. That was pretty good. Once it speeds up.
All right, and then King of the Castle. This is the longer track. This is the final boss theme. And this has kind of two key parts. So and I'm going to pause it real quick. Go ahead and pause it. So this opens up. The main bad guy is just a bigger version of like, the green guys you see flat going around. And he is sitting there being told, and I kind of talked about this yesterday, but he's sitting there being told like what's been going on. Mint and a bunch of the little green guys are telling him the story of like Pepper and all the carnage she's been ensuing in. And then he snaps them away, sees Pepper, and then this music starts up and they fight. So that's pretty good, but then you beat him and he turns into his second form, which is a giant skeleton.
I'm pretty sure I skipped that spot. It's actually so much better.
It's around 245. Around 245. And it's really good when because when he turns into a skeleton, like his head comes out of his body and it like kind of snakes around the whole level. And you doom doom, it's got that drum line. I'm gonna go ahead and cut 2 of the musics. I think if I was gonna cut 2, I'd probably cut Neon at Night,
Okay.
and then also Menu Bounce.
Okay.
I think the opening. I think the other 3 are pretty strong contenders.
I
Josh,
mean, definitely Pepper Grinders. Or Pepper Grinder.
It's Pepper.
Sorry.
It's Pepper Grinder's category to lose, apparently. And I'm gonna change this. This is driving me crazy. I know I probably got it as best music on it somewhere else, but who cares?
Yeah. So now we go down to Persona 3.
All right, build this one up for me.
All right. So, sorry, I'm getting it ready too because it's such a banger. So first off, it is probably one of the more famous songs from it. Once you hear it, you'll definitely like, oh, I've heard this before. It's all over social media. So this is one of the boss themes. Basically, you go into a badass battle and you hear this, and honestly, it is up there as probably one of the best battle themes in my opinion.
See, is Persona always so heavy on the pipes?
No, not always.
Josh, how old was the anime girl in this photo?
Well, seeing as they're all in, actually, I think this one they're high school. This one, I think there's one that was in middle school.
I thought you were gonna hit me with well, actually, she's a 300-year-old witch.
Actually. Once it gets to the chorus, she'll be like, "Oh, okay." See that smile? You're trying so hard to hide it.
Josh, it's not gonna be Sea of Stars.
No, Sea of Stars was so good.
So
my
good.
god. But you have to admit though, this is for a battle theme, this is pretty fucking good.
Well, you've got a handful of more battle themes here, so let's
I
move
do.
on to the next few. What else?
So
you got?
then there's so we move on down to Atlas's other game, Metaphor Refantasio, and we come to the first battle theme. And once again, this also is a very familiar song because that's right, social media took to a storm when it came out.
So this is an hour-long video. Am I starting?
No. Well, you can start at the beginning, yeah. And then it picks up at the 45-second mark.
Here, I'm gonna go there. Josh, this anime girl with the 2 different colored eyes. How old is she?
Well, she's a fairy.
See, you're doing it.
And then it really, really gets into the part that everybody knows at the 120 mark.
Going to 120. People just like the chanting. People just want the one-winged angel theme. That's all they
basically. But this time it's not in Latin. I actually don't know what it's in.
Well, I'm gonna pause this. It's just like when the Zelda from last year came out and it had the saxophone. It's like, you guys just want the saxophone. Like this is fine, but you just want the saxophone.
It's a really good theme. To be honest, every once in a while I caught myself like not even playing. I'll just let it fucking keep going over and over, and I'm like, God damn it! I actually gotta play the game. I can't just sit here and listen to this one soundtrack.
So let's do theme 2 from Refantasio,
which honestly is very similar.
Is it the same thing? God damn it!
No, it's not the same thing, but it just.
Well, see, I like this a little better. It starts with the chanting right away.
Yes. But it very much matches the theme so well. It has the theme throughout the whole entire game is very much like a fantasy world crumbling around you. Like the first half of or the first quarter of the game is you trying to get back to the capital and kill the guy who is cursing the prince. And it's just you basically fighting onslaughts of monsters and humans alike.
I'm gonna piss off the Refantasio fans, Josh. I'm not impressed.
That's okay. I knew going in that Metaphor wasn't going to take up a spot, but we have to acknowledge it. You got to admit, like, this year is definitely a year for turn-based games to bring out their music.
They did come back in force. You okay with cutting both of these?
I'm okay with cutting both of them. I just wanted them to be recognized.
All right. Rebirth.
Yes. So, Rebirth. I want to mention, you were saying all this, you're going, Josh, there's a lot of battle themes. So, they did something very interesting with Rebirth. Yes, there are renditions of the original composition.
The
yes. However, they have their own little twist. Every single boss has their own version of that.
So they do a Lee. Okay, it's like their Lee motif, right?
Yes.
So
but I went ahead and picked two of the best ones they had, or better ones in my opinion.
So let's do. Here's Dark Claw. Let's pull up Dark Claw. It's loading. Oh, he's scary. Do I need to skip ahead at all?
Nope, you can just let it play for like a good 30 seconds. Because it'll pull everything you asked for.
Okay, what's next?
Then we have Anoran Suppressor's theme of it.
All right, let's pull that one. I'm still. Do I need to skip ahead at all?
Yes, you'll need to go to the 30. Do the 40 second mark.
Big robot boy. Oh, I hate this fucker.
I do too, but the fact they made him a separate boss is so. I mean, I know he was a boss before, but his own thing is so cool.
Yeah, because he didn't. Did he have a giant robot? I don't remember.
No, he was. You fought him when they were at Sid's place because you were trying to take the tiny Bronco, and he stops you, so you fight him. And then you have the animation where he smacks his butt and then gets chased off by the tiny Bronco.
Yep. All right, up next is
the Grassland themes.
Grassland themes. I'm still waiting for the boss battle theme to do the wah 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 wah.
They don't necessarily do that though. That's what makes it a little different. Like you have to listen to the whole thing to finally hear that point of it.
You're killing me, Smalls. All right, here is Grasslands. Do I need to skip ahead at all?
Yeah, it needs to go 50. That's not right. My thing quit loading.
50?
No, 140. Towards the end of it, my thing keeps saying 57 seconds, and I'm like, that's not right. That's not where we're at. Too.
I think you just got us a busted ass video, Josh.
I probably do.
Here we go. Yep, there it is.
It's so clean, so crisp. Oh.
It is really good. Is this out on PC yet?
Yeah, it is. It should be.
Rebirth just came out on PC?
I think I saw the ad for it on Steam.
Wait, do you
have
have
it on sale?
Do you have it on Steam?
No, I only have it on PS5. I will eventually buy it for Steam.
Give me that library boy. One Winged Angel is next.
Yes,
The
and
one everyone's been waiting for.
exactly. Um, yeah.
So with them blowing their load in the second game, they're gonna have to up it for. They're gonna have to up the ante.
So Nick, this is the great thing. They actually did this on remake.
They used it on remake also.
So they did, but what they did was with this one they shortened it up and they twisted it. Uh, we're gonna go ahead and throw in a very much, for the most part, for Final Fantasy remake and rebirth. Spoiler warning. Um, Nick, you've played remake, right?
Parts, yeah.
Did you beat it?
No, but I'm aware of like they're fucking with like the timeline.
Okay. Are you aware of who was at the ending of remake?
Yeah, it's the his name's not Spike. What's his name?
Zach.
Yeah, Zach was there.
So at this point, and this is what got ruined for me, and I was very pissed because literally as soon as I click on the video to just make sure, it pulled it up and I saw it and I was like, you motherfuckers. He's there with Cloud and they're fighting Sephiroth.
Yeah, and Aerith still dies. Aerith is still dead.
Didn't know that. Why'd you ruin it for me?
You didn't know that? I thought you knew that.
No,
I thought you knew that.
I know. I
I'm
don't even know what
sorry.
happens. I don't know what happens in the Ragnarok, you son of a bitch. I've been avoiding that shit.
I had it spoiled for me. I'm so sorry. No.
God damn it.
No, Josh. Josh, you had to have some semblance of an idea that's what they were going to do.
Part of me figured someone was still going to die if it was going to be Aerith. But God damn it, Nick. Why did you have to do that?
I'm sorry. I thought you said you had the ending spoiled, so I thought you knew that.
I had this, the last fight spoiled. And she's in the last fight.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Josh.
Well, my night's ruined. Thanks for listening to Smashing Game Time, where we destroy dreams here.
Josh, I'm so sorry.
It's
I didn't
fine.
know.
Someone was going to do it eventually. It's not the end of the world. Like I said, I had an inkling someone... No,
The game has been out. The game has been out
for almost a year. I know. You're talking to the guy who's avoided all of Ragnarok at this point, all right?
Maybe you should.
That's pretty good.
Maybe you should have gotten off the beach. Maybe you should stop staring at Cloud's bulge.
I can't help it, dude. Cloud's hot, all right?
Sorry I ruined that for you.
That's okay.
Can we cut Dark Claw and Anuran Suppressor? Anuran and Anuran?
I think we cut all but one Winged Angel. Let's face it. That's the only reason anybody comes back at this point is we want to hear more Sephiroth.
Grasslands has like that very we're going on an adventure kind of thing.
We can keep it for now, but I have a feeling it's going to get knocked off the list eventually, which I'm totally fine with. But yeah, that's fine. You can get rid of the battle themes. I just like to show them in there because literally the soundtrack, I think, is 221 songs.
Jesus Christ, that's so... No wonder it took fucking 4 years for part 2 to come out. Well, and COVID. Hey, I'm back. It's me. I'm back, everybody. Frostpunk 2, The Great Old Enemy. Let me pull this one up. I'm trying to remember... Oh, nope. I want to pull it up on the browser. There we go. So this... The part I've pulled up, this plays like when the storm is like hitting, like you're getting hit with a whiteout, things are going to shit. Like you would think this is not, you would think like this game's not dude, the fucking music just gets you into it, even though you're just sitting there watching
people die from a blizzard.
What's the scene? Is it like the wall stuff from Solar Opposites where like they're fighting in the wall and like epic music's happening, but then you cut to the pupa who's like on the bed just watching and eating a snack and there's no music? That's what this is. You're the pupa. You're the pupa watching people freeze to death and you're just like, that's all you're doing.
It's a very epic sound. Like honestly, you could have told me that a whole nother city came out of nowhere, like they're moving and going towards you. I'm like, okay, I'd fucking believe that. Sounds very like concerning. It sounds very climactic.
One I didn't get to mention in best single player, but like you're built like so you have your city, but you also build other cities. So like you'll build a city and then you'll have to expand to another city, and then part of the game becomes like balancing like okay, we need to send food to this city. We have too much here, but if we send too much, then we're going to die. Blah blah blah, blah like on and on and on, and they just continuously have that music that when something big like that is happening. Again, you're a god watching all these small people squabble, but he's like the music sucks you in. Like I remember I was just fucking I was eating a snack. I was literally the pupa watching people like watching thousands and thousands and thousands of people freeze to death, and I was like, yep,
That sounds right.
this is right. I want to keep it for now. I think it hangs for a little bit. This one's Balatro. I'm just gonna hit it. You know it. I'm just gonna hit it. I see you bopping your head, Josh. I see you.
Honestly, Balatro knows where it's at, man. I'm telling you, the game was nominated for Game of the Year for a reason.
The game it feels so cool. It's like, hey kid, you wanna come into this casino and do some gambling? Come on in.
How much do you want to bet that in the next 5 years, that's all we see is Balatro?
They got Balatro machines at the casino.
Yeah.
The casino. I mean,
that sounds already very addicting. So you keep hearing it, you're thinking, "Oh, I'm getting a buzz from it."
Balatro, I think, stays for now.
I agree.
I think Prince of Persia is gonna be a harder sell. I don't like. I had to really like re-listen to the soundtrack to remember some of these, but let's listen to them nonetheless. This is the Forest Queen. I believe this is playing during a boss fight, if I'm remembering correctly. Mister,
I got you in the general area. Give me that.
got the drums. And then the other one I have is the Storm Master. This one plays while time is frozen. You're on the docks and the waves have like kind of crashed through the docks, and so like everything is so you're jumping between all these ships that are like in the middle of a big battle, but they're frozen. And then you get onto the main boat, and this is where you fight. I forget the guy's name, but he's one of your allies now turned enemy. Go ahead and click ahead to 126.55. It's fine. I don't think it stands. I don't think they stick with the other stuff we've got in here.
Queen was pretty good. I mean, we can keep it on there for now.
We'll keep the Queen. We'll get rid of Storm Master.
Yeah.
Braid Anniversary. This is one of the opening themes for Braid. And they remastered it. It sounds pretty. If you know it, you know it. jump ahead a little bit to the 2-minute mark. It just feels like a warm hug. I hear that and I immediately go back to 2008 when it came out. The peak of the Xbox Live Arcade. I also think that music has had its moment back in the day. I also think Braid Anniversary Edition came and went and kind of just felt like, yeah, this is nice to have, but also it's kind of hard to give people hours and hours and hours of dialogue and stories about the games. It's hard because it's only, what is it, like a 3-hour game? You can beat it in 3 hours.
Yeah.
But if you want to listen to everything, you kind of just have to sit there. Whereas if, like, let's say you play Portal, and like, you know, Portal has the little commentary boxes you can hit. At least while you're doing that, you can fuck around with the portal gun. Yeah. Right? I didn't mean to get all Braid Anniversary's ass right there, but I'm deleting it. Children of the Sun. This one's a little jammy, little heavy stuff. If you feel a little sad, maybe don't do this one, but here we go. This is called, did it do it? Did it go to the right one? It's called Cult Jam Part 4. Josh is spazzing if you're not watching the video.
I'm hearing the drum set. Yeah.
And I mean, that's the game I'm going to pause it. That's the game in a nutshell. It's very moody, very drum heavy. They'll hit they'll fucking slap a lick on the strings. I don't know why I got all lispy for that, but I did. I'm going to cut it just because I liked it, but also there's just so many things I like better. Oh man, we still got a lot to go through.
We're almost there.
Up next, Reveal. This is We Will Go. I believe this is the end title song.
Treading water with eyes.
Vocals by Ariana Terra, by the way.
Down the hill and up the well we will go.
Yeah, so they do a really good job of working, like, you know, a carnival motif into it. You've got the music box, you've got the I don't know what that, they kind of sound like bells, like maybe if it like a clown's wearing bells.
Yeah.
As I run into open eyes, open wide.
Really re-listening to that reminded me of how much I liked Reveal and how much I liked that song. And again, I mean, it's got the theme of the carnival, and, you know, carnival is all about illusions and smoke and mirrors, and, you know, this grandeur thing. And it's like, is it really grandeur, or is that something we just built up in our minds? I want to keep it for now. I think it does stand out. You were jamming over there. I saw you.
I don't know what the noise exactly is, but it sounds like a cassette player being either like a new cassette being put in, like pulled out and put back in, or they're like hitting the pause, rewind, play.
Do you have it playing in your ears? Because I don't think I got to hear that, but
yeah, I've got it playing.
Gotcha. I have it turned down too, so like I'm not being like drowned out. Up next, we have Ultros. This is the Metroidvania that is it's plant-based, and this song is called Sunken Cost Fallacy. Oh, did it not go with the time? Hold on. Yeah, hold on. This isn't the song. It didn't grab my timestamp for some reason. 1:55:05. And just imagine, like, you are running through this ship that is like kind of like Titan A&E. You know, Titan A&E was like a ship with like all this DNA and stuff.
Yeah.
This is that, but like everything's alive on the ship and not like in cryo. And you know, once it gets to that later part we were just listening to, it kind of gives me Braid vibes. Like as you're going through a level, and the guy's like, the boy wakes up.
Yeah. Okay. I can do that now. Yeah.
And so that's why I really like that. Ultros was the game. It wasn't it wasn't underwhelming, but it was a game that has its flaws. I don't think its soundtrack is one of those spots. Let's do Banishers. Banishers is tough because the OST is nowhere to be found on the internet. Nowhere at all, but I do like the music. So we're going to open this. I couldn't even get the names of title tracks. It's so tough to find this.
Really?
Yeah. I looked on Spotify, Tidal, I looked on Bandcamp. Nowhere. Go ahead and go to like 105. It's got like that aura of like wonder and mystery, but it's also got the long string. It's kind of giving me Witcher vibes a little bit.
I'll admit the fire in the background is helping it too.
Yeah, the video we have going is of Red sitting at the fire. This is like the save area in the game. This is how save mechanic works in the game, and it really does sell it. It's comforting. I don't think they have any heavier tracks. Yeah, this is the main theme of the game. This is the one track I could find, and I'm gonna ding it because it's no fault of the composer, but like, don't nod. What the fuck are you doing?
What?
Back up your fucking artist. Right?
Well, yeah, I'm confused. Why did you say don't nod?
That's the name. That's the name of the developer.
Oh, I was like,
You're like, I'm awake. I'm awake.
I
didn't nod.
I didn't nod.
I didn't
What the fuck
nod.
are you talking about?
I didn't nod. Yeah, Josh, don't nod. That was a fun little mishap there. I'm deleting it just because, like, put your OST out. That's
Yeah.
part of the fucking game. Josh, I think this next one's gonna win. I'm just putting it out there. It's Helldivers
That's
2,
fair.
A
That's fair.
Cup of Liberty, spelled LIBER-TEA. This thing's fucking winning. Let's be real.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm totally digging the fact that they have their own like AVA as well.
There's no way this doesn't win.
I honestly, yeah, I have to agree. This is the fucking good song.
Like, I want to go play the fucking game now.
I mean, this is our Starfield, Sea of Stars.
This is our
For this
Sea of
year.
Stars. And you know what? I bet you there are some cool ass like teenagers and like kids in college that like are bumping this. Like they're going to the gym and like someone's got a Cup of Liberty blaring in their headphones as they're bench pressing.
Yep.
I'm like, that guy's fucking cool, man.
That guy's jacked.
They're all fucking. All the inside jokes are about Helldivers 2. Man, to be young when Helldivers 2 came out, that had to be something.
I mean, could you imagine just staying up all night with your friends playing that?
To be
Oh,
young
God.
again. Yeah,
Now we're
that's,
lucky we can make it past 10.
that's number one. That's number one in my book right there.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be number one.
We've got a few more here. Haunty, we've got the title track. And again, Haunty, I think I'm giving it the short end of the stick because I haven't finished it. But here's Haunty. It's really good. It's really good. It's going to sneak up on you, I'm telling you. It's relaxing.
Very relaxing.
I think it picks up here too. Or maybe I'm thinking of the next track. But it's very relaxing for a game that's kind of spooky.
Very much reminds me of like a 1930s noir type.
It's got the noir vibe, but it's also reminding me of like Final Fantasy IV type of music.
I can see that.
Like when you're hanging out like in a castle.
I can see that.
Okay, it does build up, yeah. I was right. This one's just so good. We're gonna listen to the whole thing.
So we're just gonna keep going.
It's
We're
so
going on
good.
2-minute mark now.
It keeps you interested. We did almost the whole 2 minutes of that song, and I think that's why it should stay for right now. The other song on here, An Angel Appears. This happens when your angel buddy appears. This song plays when your angel buddy appears for the first time. Kind of mysterious, kind of light, yet the harp's going. A little bit of chaos. I do think the title track is better, though.
I do agree. I mean, it's not that it's bad. It's just the Haunty was just sounded a little better.
It gave you the vibes. Late entry, I pulled Gina's theme from Indiana Jones because it stuck out to me as I was playing it. Again, I haven't heard the whole soundtrack. I don't think this is going to make the cut, but I wanted to... Very much feels like a movie. Very much feels like they caught that vibe. But I'm okay with cutting it just because it's so new. It might have it'll have its time at Goaty, so. All right. Josh, what does this first song from Still Wakes the Deep translate to? He'll remember when he wakes.
He'll still oh damn it, now I gotta look it up again. He will still wake up to the news.
Okay, and I believe this is the opening theme. It's the very first track. Very spooky, very, it's like almost daring you to press the start button.
Feels very much like you're in the middle of like a fog and you hear the foghorn going off.
Very much so. Great analysis, Josh.
Thank you.
Look at you. So I'm gonna let this play for a few more seconds while I look up the timestamp for Now More Moon Than Earth. It's now more moon than Earth, not no. Okay. I'm going to jump ahead to No More Moon Than Earth. I think this is the better of the two.
And what time stamp?
29:45. I believe this plays right as the drill, like right as something erupts from the drill. got that. It's just got that Lovecraftian, like it's got that, it's got that building tension, and then it gets very Lovecraftian there towards the end as it starts to. It's almost like Hans Zimmer is there getting ready to sit on the organ,
Yeah.
and yeah, it reminds me a little bit of Interstellar. This game. The voice act. It feels very cinematic when you're playing it. Very theatrical. I'm okay with cutting the one I can't pronounce and keeping more moon than Earth, if I can say it. So hey, those are the soundtracks. Those are the songs. Those are the songs.
We've got a list.
Let's review who's left. We've got a handful. I will say we've cut this down to a page at least. We've got Pepper Grinder, the title track, Dulcimer Drama, and King of the Castle. We've got Persona 3 Reloaded. It's going down now. We've got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the Grasslands theme, and One Winged Angel. We've got Frostpunk 2, The Great Old Enemy, Balatro, the whole OST, Prince of Persia, The Forest Queen, Reveal, We Will Go, Ultros Sunken Cost Fallacy, Helldivers 2, A Cup of Liberty, Haunty, the title track, and Still Wakes the Deep, Now More Moon Than Earth. Well, obviously Helldivers is here. It's here.
Yeah. I don't know. It's it's such a good theme. Like you cannot not have it there.
If there's one weak link, I would say it's the Forest Queen.
Yeah.
It's just the game, like the soundtrack didn't blow my fucking doors off.
No, I think the gameplay, the aesthetic, the style, everything else was fantastic. I think if I had to pick the weakest link, I would definitely say it was the soundtrack.
Yeah. Ultros is another one. Ultros and Haunty probably are at the bottom of the stack as well. I'm not ready to let go of Reveal or Still Wakes the Deep because I feel like those are both very strong contenders. I'm going to cut Haunty, even though it's very chill. I wanted to have a cup of coffee as I was listening to that one, by the way. And then Ultros, again, very flawed game. Beautiful game. Go check it out. Ultros is gone. Do you want to cut Grassland themes now that we're here?
Yeah.
It is Kit. And then on Pepper Grinder, I think of the three left, I think the title track is the best.
I agree.
All right.
Yeah, that looks much better.
That looks much better. So we're down to the title track of Pepper Grinder. It's going down now from Persona 3, One Winged Angel from Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, The Great Old Enemy from Frostpunk 2, the whole OST from Balatro, We Will Go from Reveal, Helldivers 2, A Cup of Liberty, and Still Wakes the Deep, Now More Moon Than Earth. All right, between Reveal and Still Wakes the Deep, one of them have to go. But who is it going to be? I don't know. There's something about, like, when you're listening to an OST and then you get to a song with vocals that's really chilling. And again, I think, but Now More Moon Than Earth, like, feels like the climax of, or the turning point of the game. Oh my God. Josh, which one did you have a stronger vibe with?
We Will Go.
Okay, we'll cut Still Wakes the Deep. It hurts me. But Still Wakes the Deep, I'll find you justice somewhere. I'll find you on the other side. Thank you for doing that for me. I couldn't do it myself.
I can easily do it. I don't have a heart.
Okay. Balatro? As earwormy as that is, it's the one thing it's got.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Balatro, we love you. You were good to us. You can go though.
I kind of want. I don't know. I'm torn with the JRPGs. I like it's going down now, but it's One Winged Angel. You cannot go wrong with One Winged Angel.
Yeah, you can't take it's going down over One Winged Angel.
Yeah,
the RPG heads will not allow it.
I'm sorry, Persona 3. It's a good soundtrack though. I would highly recommend giving it a listen. But yeah,
I failed you.
All the way.
I failed you.
Failed you.
You're the Alfred Pennyworth. I failed you. And then there were 5: Pepper Grinder, One Winged Angel, The Great Old Enemy from Frostpunk 2, We Will Go and Reveal, and then A Cup of Liberty and Helldivers 2.
So we have to pick 2 because we both know Helldivers is staying in there.
Helldivers is fucking winning the category.
Yeah, Helldivers is winning.
Here, I'm putting it up top so we remember.
Yeah, please do so. God, honestly, if you got rid of Frostpunk and Reveal, I think that'd be the order.
God damn it, I think you're right.
As if you had to remove one, Frostpunk 2 for sure, I think Reveal had the better of the 2. But honestly, A Cup of Liberty was always going to win. Pepper Grinder was a huge shock to me. I'm kind of pumped to get that on my Steam Deck and play it. And then it's One Winged Angel, Nick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not cutting. I'm not cutting One Winged Angel. I'm not sitting here like I'm gonna cut One Winged Angel. But I do. The Pepper Grinder theme is just Reveal and Frostpunk 2. You're amazing. You're amazing. It's just a stacked fucking category, guys. I'm sorry. Let me do the Alfred Penny. I was supposed to protect you, and I failed you. Such a great. Is that considered great delivery from him, or is everyone like that was really cheesy?
I think people liked it, but honestly, a lot of people were just not a big fan of. Like, honestly, the last movie is probably the last one. Everybody's like, oh.
I like The Dark Knight Rises. I don't like. Just real quick aside, I don't like all the background fighting that like you can see that like a lot of background action is just hamming it up in the big fight at the end. But hey,
yes.
Best song, we did it. We got to the end. In third place, we've got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth with One Winged Angel. In second place, we've got Pepper Grinder with the title track. And then in first place, was there ever any doubt? It is Helldivers 2 with A Cup of Liberty.
With a sick ass music video.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Gears of War, the music that would play between the rounds.
Yeah.
To like get you hyped for the next one. Oh, we got through the long one. We got one more category. We got one more.
I think this one will be a lot easier. It won't take nearly. Okay, so yeah, I like to mention this. The music takes so long because we sit there and we listen. We have to listen to each track. And don't give it like a set amount of time. We let it play for however many time we feel. But I feel like that's the only reason it's the longest. And then box art is right behind it, just because you have to appreciate what it is.
You have to take it in. You have to sniff the box.
So we finished the 2 longest ones. The last longest one Game
of the Year be long. Game of the Year be long.
I was going to say we have Game of the Year, but it's not nearly as long as music.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it long.
God damn it! I don't do that.
But hey, the last one for today is most unplayed game. Let's get into it. And this is I didn't scroll down. Whoops. There we go. Most unplayed game. So this is a game that we made time for, tried to make time for, and just didn't get it. And here we go. Stellar Blade. The nominees are Stellar Blade, Nintendo Switch, the entire Nintendo Switch, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Frostpunk 2, Balatro, Soma, Half-Life, Doom, Yakuza, Haunty, Mega Man Battle Network Collection, Banana, Stackland, Cult of the Lamb, Braid Anniversary Edition, Helldivers 2, Ultros, Banishers, Citizen Sleeper, Fallout 76, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero, Marvel Rivals. Right away, I am going to cut Balatro because I've played a shit ton of Balatro. Don't know why I nominated it. I guess I could play more. I guess I could be just as addicted as everybody else, but sorry, Balatro. And in case you're wondering, this can be any game that like we intended to play this year or started and just didn't get back to.
Are we gonna keep Banana in this one as well?
No, Banana's a meme at this point. We're getting rid of Banana. I'm also going to get rid of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle because it just came out. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I could have finished it because I could have, but I'm not going to rush that. Godiso will be there for it.
And I think I can speak for both of us by saying Braid Anniversary Edition and Mega Man Battle Network Collection can both be removed because those are games we played in our childhoods, basically.
Yeah, it's just a return to it.
Yeah.
You know what game we could add to this that isn't on here? that I've been seeing a lot in my social feeds. The Pokemon trading card game.
Actually, haven't seen nearly as much as I thought I would.
Everyone's like opening packs and shit, and I'm kind of like, I want to open packs.
Let's just do what I do and buy the real thing.
So I'm not gonna tell you who I got for Secret Santa, but I'm already cutting it in half. He wanted a box of Pokemon cards.
That was Matt.
Yep. Matt, don't listen.
He doesn't listen.
No, he doesn't. I'm also gonna cut Frostpunk 2 because I did play it a lot after I reviewed it. So I want to play it more. I wish I could play it more, but to call it unplayed.
Yeah, I think I can say the same thing with Final Fantasy VII. I've got 50 hours in it. I just wish I had more time to get back into it and play it.
Banishers is one I haven't been back to since review, so I'm going to keep it. Citizen Sleeper is another game that the last 3 years, I think it came out in 22, so 22, 23, 24. The last 3 years, I've booted it up, tried to play it, and just gotten bored immediately. But I keep telling myself I'm going to fucking play it, and it hasn't happened. So I'm going to keep it on there. Fallout 76, I think, can stay because we both were like, we're going to play it, we're going to play it, we're going to play it. We played the tutorial and didn't play it again.
Yeah.
Cult of the Lamb, so I started this game actually last year, and I came back to it like 3 separate times. And it's still I still need to beat like the final 2 or 3 bosses, I think. But I put a healthy dent into it compared to some of these other ones. Same with Stackland I haven't touched, but I'm also just like, I paid $2 for this. I'm not going to fucking play it. Maybe Josh will play it when the library comes out. When we share our libraries. Oh, Haunty's a strong contender because every time I open the Xbox Game Pass, it's just sitting there like fucking with me. It's like, hey, last played, I think it's been like 5 months now. Last played 5 months ago. What are you doing, bitch? That's what my Xbox Game Pass says. What are you doing, bitch?
Come over here. Shut up and play me.
Play me, you fucking whore. I'm going to go through. So Yakuza, Doom, and Half-Life, I committed to playing all 3 of those in the last month. And then I got busy for work and just haven't touched them. But I have opened all 3 of them, played all 3 for about an hour each. It's more than I had played in their existence. Goodbye.
I'm going to go ahead and say kick Kakarot off for me because this is my 3rd time now going through and trying to play it.
Is Kakarot their Legacy of Goku?
Basically, yeah. It just goes through the whole every single fucking saga. Every single saga.
What is this a third-person fighter?
Yeah. So think of like any Tenkaichi game, but you used to have open world exploring. It has a little bit of RPG elements to it as far as like you don't immediately have some of the abilities to unlock them. You have to go through the story to actually progress that stuff. Like you don't become a Super Saiyan until you finish the Namekian saga.
I know they're just milking those sagas, but wait, do they have the Garlic Jr. saga? Wait, Goku's not present during the Garlic Jr. saga. Fuck, they got away with it again. I'll get rid of it though. Because really, you may not have played it, but you've played it, right? You've played it.
Let's be honest. And the same thing could be said with Sparking Zero. If you played any of the Tenkaichis, you basically have played it.
You've played it.
Yeah, I'd go and remove that one too. I mean, it's the same shit. I mean, the what ifs is probably the only true reason why I got it. Let's be honest. I'm
gonna delete Marvel Rivals because I don't think is it unplayed? Yes. It's unplayed because of the recency.
Yeah.
I have it downloaded. I'm ready to fucking go, man. I'm gonna play it soon. I'm keeping Helldivers 2 because we really fucking fell off Helldivers 2.
I think we played it. It felt like we only played it for like maybe a couple weeks.
We played it for a month and then just stopped.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of Switch because I put it in there as a joke. Excuse me. Sorry, didn't mean to yawn. So let's see.
Keep Stellar Blade on there.
Let's see who's left. We've got most unplayed games. These are games that we intended to play, but just fucking didn't for the most part. Stellar Blade, Soma, Haunty, Helldivers 2, Ultros, Banishers, Citizen Sleeper, Fallout 76. I'm going to take Ultros and Banishers off because I reviewed them, so I had to play them to the end, but I haven't gone back and revisited them. So that's why I put them on there, but they're coming off.
If we're gonna do that, then go ahead and do that with Stellar Blade.
Did you beat it?
No.
We can keep it if you feel, because like, dude, everyone was so fucking horny for that game when it came out.
And I wasn't so much like, yeah, I'll be on there. I'll be honest. Like, sure, horniness. I was appealed to it, I will admit, but I wasn't like, oh. But I.
Yes, you were. You were standing in line with a boner. You were like, is this the line for Stellar Blade?
Kind of hard to do that when I have it digital only.
They were so weird. Yeah, it's weird that you're standing in line with a boner for the digital copy. They're like, you can just go home and download it.
Oh, I've already done that with Rule 34.
Oh, but I wanted to see you.
I don't even remember the main character's name. That's how like I played it enough to like enjoy it, but then never go back to it.
Right.
Like I finally got into the open world element of it.
Oh fuck! I didn't realize there was an open world element.
And well, in a sense of like, once you get past like the opening of the tutorial planet, they open it up basically.
I'm looking forward to sharing your library because I know you're gonna buy this for Steam. I just know you are.
Of course I am, but shh.
Don't
It's
tell
gotta be
my
on
wife.
sale.
Don't
It's
tell
gotta
my
be on
wife.
sale.
I'm gonna cut Soma. I got into Soma right after playing. It was either Still Wakes the Deep or Reveal, whichever one. I was still in my scary game mode. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play it. And I started Soma. I got about halfway and haven't retouched it. Haven't touched it since May. But I've played it way more than some other stuff on this list. So now we're down to Stellar Blade, Haunty, Helldivers 2, Citizen Sleeper, and Fallout 76.
Well, I already see Helldivers 2 and Fallout 76 being in the top 3.
Yep, I agree.
So
Between Stellar Blade, Haunty, and Citizen Sleeper, I could see Stellar Blade because Josh, you were very gung-ho about playing Stellar Blade. You said you were going to play the shit out of it.
And I felt like I did at the time when it came out, but then I don't know, something happened. Maybe I was doing a review, or I'd actually have to go back and like think like what was going on around that time and see what was actually happening.
So would it be Helldivers, Fallout, Stellar Blade?
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Yeah.
Because I don't know. We just fell off so fucking hard, dude. So fucking hard.
Maybe that's what we need to do when everybody's in town. Is we need some Helldivers 2 in our life.
Can they boot it up on is it Steam Deck ready? Is it Steam Deck ready out the gate?
That's a great question. Let me look.
Because if it is, you've got a Steam Deck. I've got a Steam Deck. I've got a gaming laptop I can bring home.
Ooh, the Mass Effect franchise is on sale.
Stop
I
it.
already
Stop
own
it.
all of it.
You're distracted.
I already own all of them.
You're distracted. Get back to work.
Library. Helldivers 2. Where's the itches? There it is.
What's it say? What's it say?
Front page. View. Playable.
Playable?
Yeah, some in-game text is small and may be difficult to read, and this game requires manual configuration of graphics settings to perform well on Steam Deck.
Okay. We'll figure it out. I'm sure there's a tutorial.
I'm sure someone's came up with something for it.
Yeah. So, hey, most unplayed games. Number 3, Stellar Blade. Number 2, Fallout 76. Number 1, Helldivers 2. With a little sip of liberty, maybe we'll get back into the fight, bring in liberty to all those bugs. All those bugs.
We gotta fight the new guys.
Yeah, we do. Hey, we reached the end of day 2. We got through 3 more categories. I always hate saying got through because it sounds like we got through. No, we pile drive.
We annihilated.
We jackhammered 3 categories.
We jacked them off.
No, too far. This is a family.
We jerked them.
We jackhammered the shit out of them. So just to recap who we jackhammered, we've got best single player, 3rd place Frostpunk 2, 2nd place Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and 1st place Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. For best song, in 3rd place we got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth with One Winged Angel. 2nd place Pepper Grinder with its title track, and number 1 Helldivers 2: A Cup of Liberty. Who saw that one coming? I didn't. Not me.
Did.
And then in most unplayed game, this is the category for game that we intended to play but didn't play nearly as much as we wanted to. Third place, Stellar Blade. Second place, Fallout 76. And in first place, Helldivers 2. We just fell off. So we hell dove off so fucking hard. I don't know what happened.
I just realized Helldivers right now is winning over Pepper Grinders. How did that happen?
It's a really good song. It's a really good song.
No, I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying, like, wow, I really thought Pepper Grinder was going to, like, annihilate. But no, Helldivers right now is just blowing the competition out of the water.
Well, now hold on. Pepper Grinder has a first place finish in there as well.
Well, they do, but we only have 2 more categories. And Nick,
We have 3 more. Oh yeah, we've got a fun one. I'm sorry. So
yeah,
we're taking a break for Christmas Day. Go be with your families, you yahoos, and then come back on Thursday. We'll have 3 new categories. Those categories are best co-op / multiplayer. We combined them. We're fucking animals. Best box art, and then the last one will be best Fortnite season. I have to go back and review all the Fortnite seasons.
well, just for you, Nick, I made links and everything that takes you to them.
You're missing one.
No, I'm not.
You forgot Remix.
I pulled everything specifically based on release date, and Remix was not even on there. God
Remix,
damn it.
Remix was November 2nd to November 30th.
Was it actually? Well, was it actually a season?
Yeah, it was
Or
like
was it just a?
It was
has
like
to
a
be
quick. They've been doing that. They've been doing like the quick seasons.
They didn't include the quick seasons. They just did the actual seasons.
Doing the quick seasons.
Fuck.
While you grovel over there for forgiveness from me for forgetting probably one of my favorites. I'm gonna do the show stuff here at the end. Everybody, Smashing Game Time is wherever you get your podcasts. Find us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, YouTube proper, where you can see our wonderful faces and see what shenanigans we get up to. Josh has a picture of Cloud Strife behind him. I've got a picture of the family behind me. He's making googly eyes at Cloud as we speak, and you can see it if you watch us on video. Fuck the algorithm, tell a friend. That's right, we don't fuck with the machines. We've seen what shit the machines like. Fuck them. Your stars and your words mean nothing to us. Just tell your friends about us. Word of mouth is king here with the bros. Our intro and outro song for the Game of the Year 2024 is White on the Train. It's White on the Train by Lucrembo. I love Lucrembo. Good stuff. SmashingGameTime.com is where you can find the podcast. You can also find words. We'll have our written top 10s. Our personal top 10s, yeah. Josh is also working on an article, or so he says.
I'm still ahead of your GameCube one.
Shut the fuck up. I don't even know if that GameCube one's coming out anymore. We'll see. I'm not feeling it right now, but maybe I'll be feeling it later. You can find me, Nick. You can find Nick at That Kaufman on Twitter. I am also on Blue Sky. I believe I'm just nickkaufman.com on that, which is also my website if you want to check out some writing stuff. I've got articles up on Hard Drive magazine. Latest one was about the evolutions and the likelihood of them eating you after you're dead, so go check that out. Reviews on Game Chronicles. I haven't had one in a while, but I'm going to pick some stuff up here in the new year, so check that out as well. You can also find me on Twitch and YouTube at Nick Fat Knight. Josh, where can the people find you?
Find me anywhere and everywhere, and I'm Josh Sang.
All right. Hey, 2 days down. 2 more to go. We're almost done. 4 categories left. We're breezing through Game of the Year. It's fun.
Pepper Grinder can only win one of them, Nick. I think Helldivers might win.
Shut the fuck up, Josh. Shut the fuck up.
I joke. They got 2 of them technically.
You forgot Pepper Grinder could also just be our Game of the Year overall. You forget.
Actually, I wasn't including box art.
You weren't okay. So there's 2 chances.
Because technically, the only thing they're not in is the best multiplayer / co-op.
Shit. There's a chance that Helldivers might win. God damn it.
Yeah.
Fucking shit. I forgot about that. I mean, Helldivers, is their box really good? Is it?
Well, no, I think Pepper Grinders will catch back up with the box art at that point, technically. But Game of the Year, Nick, I don't think Pepper Grinders going to be Game of the Year.
We'll see. Hey, you know what we're talking about now? Let's save it for the show. Everybody, this has been Smashing Game Time. I hope you had a smashing great time. We'll see each and every one of you on Thursday.